Greetings, fellow Poke Freaks, it's Corey from Super Kami Guru 9000, and welcome back to Pokemon Month! Last time I counted down my top 10 favorite Pokemon from Generation 1, and this time, it's time to take a look at the Gold and Silver generation. Generation 2 is notable for introducing a lot of new game mechanics, such as 2 new types, Steel and Dark. It also introduced shiny Pokemon, like the radically red Gyarados. The Johto region created a lot of new fan-favorite Pokemon. It's a whole new world we live in, a whole new way to see. It's a whole new place with a brand new attitude, but you still gotta catch them all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and count down my top 10 favorite Pokemon from Generation 2. Every single generation of Pokemon, early on in the game, you're probably going to run into some bird-looking Pokemon. There's the Pudgy Pidgey, the Tiny Tailo, and it just went downhill until Generation 6. However, Generation 2 is notable for having the nocturnal nemesis of the night, Noctowl. Aside from being the mascot of the manliest restaurant chain on the planet, Noctowl makes the list for his simple but intimidating design. Noctowl are known for their piercing gaze and sharp senses, as well as just being a badass looking owl Pokemon. Even though Noctowl is a flying normal type, it can learn many psychic type moves. This can be attributed to Noctowl's high intelligence. Give a hoot, get a Noctowl. Months before the release of Pokemon Gold and Silver, Nintendo released the very first Pokemon movie to theaters. Pokemon, the first movie. Okay, they could have chosen a better title, but you gotta admit, it was pretty awesome. While the title might be a little arrogant and boring, it did bring all Pokemon fans to the theater, and I and my group of friends were there opening night. In the beginning of the movie, Ash is battling a random trainer who used a Pokemon no one had ever seen before. The whole theater erupted into cheers, and you could hear everyone saying, "Who is that awesome elephant Pokemon?" And even today, I can't get enough of the rolling pachyderm Pokemon, Donphan. If there is one Pokemon that deserves a Mega Evolution, it's this badass Bruiser ground type. How do you make a massive rock snake even cooler? Well, you give him an evolution that makes him into a sturdy Steel type. Steelix takes everything awesome about Onix and kicks it up to 11. Featuring an even more badass design, a body as hard as diamond, and an unbreakable defense that would make him the perfect mascot for the 1976 Steelers football team. Eevee is a popular Pokemon that's known for its gimmick of being able to evolve into multiple different types. In Gold and Silver, if you trained your Eevee during the day, it would become Espeon. But if you trained it at night, it would evolve into the pure Dark type, Umbreon. Umbreon is my favorite Eevee evolution, but it took me a long time to appreciate what made Umbreon so special. Despite its intimidating appearance, Umbreon is more suited for defense and whittling its opponents down with status effects. And while I would like Umbreon to be more of a bruiser, I've learned that with Umbreon, patience can bring about an even sweeter victory. And holy manky doo-doo, does he look awesome! In Generation 1, there was no doubt that Scyther was the most badass bug-type Pokemon. But after Gold and Silver, Scizor was the king of Steel. Fast forward years later and Scizor gets another upgrade with its new Mega Evolution. Scizor is the only one on my list I like simply because he looks awesome. In Generation 2, there really weren't too many electric-type Pokemon I was into, except for Ampharos. The evolved form of the sheep Pokemon Mareep and Flaffy was one of the most useful Pokemon on my journey through Johto, and thanks to the magic of Mega Evolution, he gains the dual typing of Electric Dragon, as well as receiving an extreme cosmetic makeover that would make even Fabio jealous. Houndoom is the most metal Pokemon of all time. Just saying its name is badass. But there's more to this dark fire type than meets the eye. Aside from the devilishly badass design, this Hound of Hell can Mega Evolve into an even more piss-your-pants-inducing nightmare of a Pokémon. Houndoom are known to cause toxic burns, which can never be healed, making this Pokémon pure hell on Earth. The starters of Generation 2 were pretty great, except for Chikorita. I kid cause I love! But in all seriousness, when I started playing Gold and Silver for the first time and it came time for me to choose my companion, I went with the Water-type Totodile. In due time, it evolved into the gigantic scaly king of the swamps, Alligator. If there's a generation which needs Mega Evolutions, it is this one right here. Just imagine if Alligator got one, how badass it would be. All it needs is the Strong Jaw ability, and it's good to go. Alligator, like their real-world counterparts, bite down with its massive jaws and tears its victim to shreds. I beg you, Game Freak, let me see some more Gen 2 Megas. While I loved the trio of legendary birds from Generation 1, they were swiftly knocked off their pedestal thanks to the King of the Seas, Lugia. Lugia is the main reason I got Pokemon Silver, and to this day, he remains to be one of my absolute favorite legendary Pokemon. This flying psychic type dominates the sky and ocean with its massive dragon-like figure and powerful wings, which have been known to cause a storm that rages for up to 40 days. I don't think it needs a Mega Evolution, but I would love to see Dark Lugia return to the series at some point. We already have Mega Evolutions and Primal Reversions. How about Dark Evolutions? Whenever I think of Pokemon Gold and Silver, the first Pokemon that pops into my head is Tyranitar. Tyranitar is Godzilla in Pokemon form. Like its inspiration, it's known for destroying landscapes with its destructive power. This ground dark type gained a Mega Evolution, which only adds to my love of this dominating kaiju beast. Chances are, just like Gengar from Generation 1, Tyranitar will always have a permanent spot on my team. To this day, I continue to train wreck everyone with my powerhouse Pokemon of destruction. And there you have it, my friends. That concludes my top 10 favorite Pokemon from Generation 2. Now, you guys have heard me talking the whole time, but I want to hear from you. What are your top 10 favorite Pokemon from Generation 2? And make sure to stay tuned for the entire month, because I'm going to be counting down all of my favorites from every single generation. Remember, guys, before you leave, make sure to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. That way you can see all of our latest anime and manga reviews. And you can also check us out on Facebook and on Twitter. I'll put links for all that stuff in the description box below.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.